Okay, a couple of thoughts here. So, Make-A-Wish guest today was Caleb. He'll be at the game, the champion of the game on Sunday. So it was fun to have him out there. He broke our team down at the end. That's always good for our players and for the Make-A-Wish guest to do that. So we're squared away there. Andrew Billings will be our honorary captain for the week. He's played well for us. He's been a good, good teammate. He's played his, obviously with great effort, and he's really been productive for us at nose tackle there. So we're excited to have that. Good to see number 4 and 33 back out there today. So it's a strong week of practice. Lucas Patrick was back full today, but he's still got to clear one hurdle of the protocol, and then we'll see where it is from there. So we have to look and see where he is. I got no update on the defensive coach, assistant coach yet. What I shared on Monday is where we are right now. So we'll see where that goes, and when we have a final update there, I'll give it to you. Okay, so with that, I'll open up to questions.
Do you anticipate taking Kyler off of IR time to play?
We'll see where it is. We'll see where it is. We do anticipate, but we'll see where it is as we evaluate. But he's in a good spot.
How has he looked?
Good. Yeah, he's looked good. We're excited where he is. He's obviously that nickel spot's a big spot for us, and he's done a good job with that. A lot of things in there to do, and he does them well. And he's done a good job all week with that. And he's a real positive guy, so it's always great to have his energy out there as well. And he certainly brings that passion.
Because it was a hand and not a lower body injury, he could stay in shape while he was out too. It's not an issue of building his wind back up.
Yeah, there was a little bit of an issue, because of when you have an incision, in there, we got to be ready for infection. So there is a little bit of wait time there when that heals, but he's good to go.
For clarification on Lucas, is he still in concussion protocol?
Yeah, yes, he is. There's several hurdles that you have to clear. He's got to clear one more, and then once he does that, we'll be able to assess where we are in terms of our depth.
He was a full participant today.
Yeah.
Can you provide any more clarity on Terrell Smith and what the situation is there?
Yeah, just illness. He's just illness and out right now. That's all I can give you right now. So I don't know. I don't have much more than that for him, but that's where he is.
How has Eddie looked this week moving around on the foot?
Good. He was in a ramp up. We ramped him up a little bit in the first couple of days, but he was good to go today. So it was good for him. It's always good to have his leadership back there. He makes a lot of calls. He's very communicative back there with the defense, and it's good to have him paired back there with Brisker. So it's always a positive thing.
Do you anticipate him playing on Sunday?
We'll see where it is. We're very hopeful for that. We'll see where it is, though. We'll see where he is in terms of his conditioning and all those things. We're still working through that today.
And what had you seen from Jalen before the injury that showed some continued growth from last season?
Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say his comfort level. You really saw him making plays that way we want him to. With make plays on the ball. He was tackling really well. I thought he was aggressive in his technique, but not under control at the same time. He's got really good stop and start at the top of the route to be able to close and bust a triangle and make deflections. So he's done a really good job with that, and I really see him really focusing on the ball more. He had that nice caused fumble in the Tampa Bay game. So yeah, he's on the right track, and we like where he is.
When you're down 3 running backs, how important is the experience that Deonta brings, even though he hasn't played the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's certainly the experience. We're going to lean on that. So he's got a lot of that. He had a really good year last year. We're excited for his opportunity, and we're excited to see him in there this week.
How have you noticed he's staying engaged when he hasn't been playing?
Just locked in. He was locked in the meetings, locked in the whole time. Coach Walker does a really good job in his meetings of keeping everybody involved. It's more of an open forum, asking questions, keeping guys, engaged during the meetings, and Coach Walker does a great job with that.
And where do you see Doug Kramer potentially fitting in if and when he's cleared for designated to return, or I guess activated to the 53?
Yeah, that's just really going to be up to him, in terms of his competition, his elevation, in terms of his performances, and he's done a good job with that so far. He's always been a guy that knows what to do, know how to do it, and all those types of things. But he just really keep elevating. He was on the right step, in terms of doing that, and now once he's back, now he's got to just keep doing that.
Is there a benefit to having a pure center, somebody who specifically is
Yeah, yeah, there's always a benefit of that, you know, because you're always trying to shuffle guys that play guard, but their second job is center, you know, so when you have a pure center there, I think it's always important. Because when they go down, you're always searching for answers, so it's always good to have those answers.
The last 2 weeks, you've had one of the best offenses in football statistically. Are you a believer that that is contagious or that that builds on itself? And if so, what could that mean for Justin to just kind of continue what he's been doing the last 2 years?
Yeah, it's about consistency, right? You know, and the guys have shown that. You know, we've seen a really good trend, you know, in our practices. You know, with the connection, with the chemistry, with Justin and the receivers, with the tight ends. You know, with Cole and those guys too. And it just really is trending this way. You know, and we just feel that the consistency's got to be there now. And the guys have a lot of challenges this week, you know, with the pressure package and all those things that we're working through. And the guys know it's a 1 week league, and this is all that matters is this game right here against the Vikings.
Have you noticed a weight off your guys this week, maybe even yourself, just getting ready for this game, coming off a win, just going into this week, as it felt different?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I would say that our step up challenge to everybody was to have a sense of urgency to get better, and that was it on Monday. That was it after the game. It's one game, and like I said, it's a 1 week league, and it's this week is all that matters. And the sense of urgency was there this week in terms of their preparation, in terms of how they practiced. And again, we got 48 hours, so we got a lot of preparing still to do before the game.
Matt, a little off base here, but the Olympic Committee is going to vote on flag football being in the 2028 Olympics. What are your thoughts on that as an Olympic sport possibly?
Yeah, I love that. I really do. I think when you have flag football, you're getting more involved in the game of football, and it's just growing the game. I think that's awesome. It's great, and it's really that's going to be cool to watch.
Now, when you guys win the coin toss and choose to receive, what goes into that decision throughout the week? And then what kind of boost do you think it gives the offense that you're gonna give them the ball right away?
Yeah, it's always a conversation we have with the offensive staff, defensive staff, with our game management. We have that conversation, and it's really relative to everything. We really focus on you know, taking everything into account. You know, the weather could be something, the opponent we're playing, how we're playing on either side of the ball. All those things are taken into account. What trends we're looking at right now. So that's always and again, at the end of the day, there's no correlation between, you know, winning and losing and taking the coin toss, not taking the coin toss. You know, if you defer or take the ball. Certainly the middle part, the last part of the first half, you know, you're trying to double dip on those things in the first part of the second half, but that always is variant too, so that has a variance to it. But yeah, so we look at it all, and then we make a decision.
Has Khalil, oh, go ahead.
You mentioned the sense of urgency challenge. What does that look like to you for like players in practice or coaches to players? Like, how do you want to see that sense of urgency?
Just in the preparation, you know, the attention to detail and the preparation during the course of the week. Leading up to Wednesday, and then during Wednesday, you know, during the meetings, during the walkthroughs, guys are on their details, guys are on their assignments, guys are on the precision of the execution it takes to win in this league. And then going into Thursday, third down day, and then into gold zone and on to the rest of the week. But it's really just really focusing on. You can see it in walkthroughs, you can see it, you know, in the meetings, you can see it all the way through practice. And again, like I said, we got 48 hours. We got a lot of preparing still to do, and it's a sense of urgency to do that.
Have you guys decided that Khalil Herbert's gonna avoid IR?
We have not. No, we have not decided that. We're talking about that later today, and we'll see where it is.
You noted the pressure that you guys are getting prepared to face. Talk about the fine line that you have to walk between, you know, preparing for that and then also still being aggressive because you guys do have to attack down the field.
Yeah, you just got to have a plan. You got to have a plan for it, and our coaches on offense have done a really good job so far this week. But again, it's in the execution of it, and you got to have a plan. It's got to be clear and concise. It's got to be able to handle the things that the defense gives you, and that's really true every week. But this is a little bit more challenge because of the percentage of pressure. But I like the plan. I like where it is.
Matt, when you guys brought Billings in, the thought was he's going to be more of a run-stopping nose, but he's been one of your best pass rushers. Why has he been so effective in that area this year when he really wasn't earlier in his career?
Yeah, he's worked on it. He's gotten his body right with the performance staff. I think he's in the best shape of his life this year, which is cool to see. And we're certainly welcome him, being able to dent the middle of that pocket. And he's been exciting to watch. And he's got great energy, great passion, and he's great for our defensive line room.
We hear a lot about takeaways coming in bunches. obviously you've done this a long time, you've preached takeaways to lots of defenses. Is there anything you look for or notice that indicates to you, yeah, we are about to go on a streak of taking the ball away a lot?
Yeah, it's daily habits, your daily habits. So you have to do it in practice before you see it in the game, so that's the first indicator, so we have to continue to see that, the consistency of that, the daily habits of each defensive guy, each position, doing it and being fanatical about getting it done. So, it's not where it needs to be yet, but you're stepping in the right direction.
What will you do to fortify running back depth for Sunday?
Yeah, it's we're looking at. We obviously have a plan for that, a contingency plan for that, and I'm not going to reveal those things here at this juncture, but we certainly have a plan for that. So when you're down a couple running backs, you've got to have a plan for the old pair and the spare if somebody goes down, and have that. So we'll be ready.
As far as who gets the bulk of the playing time early at the running back position, how much will you be keying on who can help out protect Justin the most if they are coming with a lot of people?
Yeah, that's always important, right? So it's really about the mental capacity of it first. Can we get that done in terms of like knowing what to do, and then it's the ability to know how to do it. And the physical capabilities of that individual. Are they able to pick up pressures? Sink their weight down. And be able to bow up against a secondary defender or a linebacker, which is mostly what those guys are blocking in protection. But it comes down to those factors.
And how did Tevin's calf respond? How did Tevin's calf respond to the 37 snaps? And are you guys still rotating left guard?
Yeah, he's good. He was good, and we're talking about rotation later today, but we really like where Tevin is. He really performed well last week, and he performed very well in practice this week as well.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thanks.